Hey guys, welcome back to another video. A couple days ago, I just turned 2. Yes, you heard that right. I turned 2. That's because I consider my vegan anniversary or vegan birthday as like my little rebirthing. January 17th was the day that I had decided to change my life for the better, like change my diet. And you know, at first I thought that I just wanted to like change the way that I ate. I was extremely curious about the vegan lifestyle. I was also having some problems with like myself and self-love, self-image, and dealing with the remnants of my past eating disorder. And when I came to veganism, I just thought I would just change the way I ate and that's it, and then life would move on. But I came to realize that veganism has changed everything about me and my life. When I went vegan, I learned about the environmental implications, all the ethical things that go along with it, so much more about health and nutrition that impacts the way that everybody lives today. We hear it all the time that food is fuel and like you are what you eat, but after becoming vegan and learning more about nutrition and the way that food interacts in our body, it really is true that you are what you eat. Without veganism, I wouldn't be studying the subjects that I'm studying right now. I wouldn't be at this same place that I am right now. And I actually just watched my last year's video that I made for like going vegan for 1 year. Interestingly enough, I was in Boston then and now I'm in California. Obviously things haven't changed because I was in front of a mandala tapestry then, and now I'm still in front of a mandala tapestry, you know, doing my thing. This video is going to be just like things that I have learned in the past year and even the year before then that I didn't really discuss in this video, or just new things that I've caught on to, because as time goes on we change as people and we learn new things and experience different things, and it changes our outlook on life. I have a couple notes written down over here that I want to share with you guys because I like just compile a list. And then I also asked you guys to ask me some questions like pertinent to this topic, because I might not go over some things that you might want to know. 2 years honestly just like does not sound like that much time, and it really didn't even feel like that much time. I still feel like a baby when it comes to this lifestyle. People are walking around like, hey, 15 years strong vegan, and I'm like, oh my god, you guys are goals. In the video that I made last year, 1 year vegan, I talked a lot about how veganism has changed me as a person and how it has helped me grow as a better person, more aware of myself, and cultivate more self-love. And I still strongly believe that veganism continues to do that for me today, but I want to focus a little bit more about what I've learned about the outside world and other people by being vegan. Okay, going out with my family and friends and stuff, I used to be really defensive about the fact that they might think that I have dietary restrictions. So when we go out, they'd be like, Amanda, can you eat anything here? And I used to take that really defensively, like, oh my gosh, let me just show you all the ways that vegans can eat. Like, you guys think vegans can't eat anything. But I started to like mellow out a little bit, and I realized that people were just concerned genuinely about me being able to eat, because I tried to put myself in their shoes, and I realized that if there was somebody in my group eating out with me with dietary restrictions, like they can't eat gluten or they're allergic to like peanuts or something, I would want to make sure that they had something to eat there. And I realized that my projections on other people, just thinking that like, oh, you guys just think that I can't eat anything, you guys just think that veganism is so shitty that there's no food, I feel like that was a projection of my own insecurity in a social situation in which I wasn't eating the same thing as everybody else. But I came to realize that people are probably, for the most part, just really caring, and they just want to make sure that everyone's having a good time, because that's honestly how I would feel. I just took their comments and like their questions about it as more of a concern and more caring for me rather than jabs at veganism, because in the beginning of my veganism I was really defensive about it because I wanted it to be right, and I wanted it to be something that everybody should know about, like everybody should do it. And even today, like I know that it's right, but I also am very understanding about the fact that people are at different stages in their lives, and right now they might not be open to veganism, or they might not be receptive to it, and maybe in this entire lifetime they won't be. I remember there was a time in my life where I knew about veganism and I knew about animal cruelty. It just wasn't that time in my life for me to actually make the switch, and it took a couple of years for me to come back to it and be like, I should go vegan, and it's great that I'm vegan now. Another thing that I've learned is that your dollar really is your vote. what you put your money to tells the companies, tells the brands, tells all the suppliers that, hey, people want this item, so we have to make more. We really have no reason to fund an industry that hurts animals and the environment and our health. Like, you're telling those suppliers, you're telling those companies and brands that, like, that's what you want to keep seeing because you're giving them the dollars to create more and more things. Another thing is, especially going through my nutrition classes and focusing on public health and getting the message about nutrition out to people, is that people really don't know what's healthy. Like, they honestly don't know. So I can't expect everybody in the entire world to like understand veganism if they can't really understand that a $1 hamburger from McDonald's or Jack in the Box is not healthy. One time in class, my teacher was talking about how she was working with like impoverished communities, and one of the people there, like, he had no idea how much sugar he was drinking or eating, I guess, by drinking like 7 of those super large Cokes a day. Like, he just didn't know. People just don't know, and it's going to be a long process for everybody to understand even just being healthy. So I have to be very patient with other people and patient with like where they stand in nutrition knowledge, because they might have to start from ground zero and like make the choice to just eat more vegetables and fruits. It's just unreasonable for me to expect people to cut out meat and dairy from their diet when they don't even understand that adding more fruits and vegetables is healthy. I guess what I'm trying to say is that there are so many stages of realizing health and nutrition for people, and it's just unfair for me to expect others to jump straight into veganism when they don't even know what exactly healthy diet is. My main focus is to just get people to eat more fruits and vegetables, because that's the basis of eating a healthy diet. Fruits and vegetables, more whole grains, more just like whole plant foods, and just to be patient with them on their journey. Everybody's different and everybody's going through their own little struggles. Coming back to myself and like my own diet, I figured out my own style and I'm constantly changing that style. I used to eat a lot of fruit when I first started out eating vegan, and now I'm starting to transition into eating more starches and eating more fats and eating just like what feels good in my body. My style of eating is always changing and it's always evolving, and that's what's really cool about veganism. It's not just carrots and lettuce, and it's not just a one size fits all, and it's not even a one size fits one. There's so many things to do and so many ways to experiment with your diet, and I just realized over this past year that there's so many things that we can do and experiment, and I'm really excited to see what other ways I can experiment and like tinker with my diet. You're always going to be changing based on what your life demands, based on what you're doing at that time, based on what's available to you, and just like how you feel. After 2 years of being vegan, eating and cooking vegan has just been second nature to me. Like, I am baffled when people tell me that it's like so hard for them to cook vegan meals, or like they ask me, how do you cook vegan? Like, it's so hard. I'm like, really? It's just like normal food to me. Like, it's just become a habit. For those of you who are struggling making vegan food or trying to transition into veganism, I really encourage you to just like keep doing it. It takes 21 days to make a habit. But once you get into the swing of things and you learn about combining different foods, all you have to do is just know what types of foods to combine. You can just like mix and match. It's just become second nature and so easy to me. Now I'm gonna go over some questions that you guys have asked, and this video's already been kind of long, so I'll just get to a couple. Did the way you see your future change? Veganism definitely changed the way that I see my future. It has impacted everything. What I want to do with my future has everything to do with eating plant-based and allowing plant-based foods to just heal the body, and I just want to spread that message, and I want to be able to provide that for people around the world. Is there something from your 1 year vegan roundup that you don't agree with now or has changed? If you guys haven't watched that video, I will leave it in the description below. There really is nothing that I don't agree with now, because everything is still so true. It has transformed so many things within myself and my own self-realization and my own concept of self-love. So definitely check that out if you want to learn about that side of it all. What's the biggest struggle you went through while going vegan? It wasn't even about me like eating vegan around other people or like being able to feed myself properly. It was just dealing with other people's questions. I guess them trying to combat my information about veganism. Back then I saw it as a struggle, but now it's not even a struggle, because when people want to talk to me about veganism, I feel way more composed and more knowledgeable about the topic and more calm about it, and I don't take it as defensively as I used to, because now I realize that people are either genuinely curious, concerned, or they just like don't know what's going on. And it might come off like they're trying to attack you or they're trying to like attack veganism, but I always try to keep the benefit of the doubt in my mind, and I just give them non-emotionally charged information just in case they are really trying to learn more about the subject. And even if they are trying to attack veganism and you come off as a really awesome, like chill, like hey, I'm still a cool person but I'm also vegan type of vibe, then maybe in the future they'll be more open to learning more about veganism. I mean, it wasn't that much of a struggle now that I think about it. Now I see it as like a perfect way to spread veganism and like a great opportunity to talk more about it and plant some more of those sneaky little seeds in people's brains. How did you learn to go vegan the right and healthy way? Do you supplement the nutrients you're missing? Binge watching a bunch of YouTube videos, a bunch of what I eat in a day videos, and also nutrition videos. Check out nutritionfacts.org. It's like a great resource for learning all about any nutrient topic that you ever want to know. But there's also so many websites and blog sites that have like FAQs about how to go vegan, what things to be careful of, and I remembered that I like poured my heart and soul into researching about it all because I wanted to make sure that I was healthy and that I was doing it correctly. And the only supplements that I take now are DHA, like omega-3 for brain health, and B12 because B12. How did your vegan diet change in the last 2 years? I started off eating raw till 4, super high carb, low fat, a lot of fruits, and a lot of like easily digested simple carbs at night. And I did feel really, really good when I started eating that way, because before that I just didn't have enough food, and I feel like my mind was so cloudy and groggy because I didn't have great nutrients and nutrition. And when I started eating more fruit and more like carbs, basically, it just opened up my mind and like it just unclouded my brain, and I just felt so good. My diet has changed a lot since then. Now I don't eat as much fruit, and I eat way more starch, I eat way more fats than I did then, and I'm feeling really good. Extreme high carb, low fat like raw till 4 or like 80-10-10 might work for some people and it might work for you, but for me, a really good even mix of like carbs, fat, and protein has me feeling a lot better and like more satiated. And again, I'm always just experimenting with new diets, so this is what I feel good on right now. If someone asked what the main reason they should go vegan is, what would you answer? It really just depends on what they are into and what they are most concerned about. I would first ask them if they care about animals, or do they care about the environment, or do they care about their own health and nutrition. And then from there, like kind of try to give them a good reason for them to go vegan based on their answer. I would also encourage them to just do well-rounded research and learn about all the aspects of veganism before really going into it, because some people are just like, oh, vegans can lose weight, and then they go into it and they like don't eat properly and they don't have the motivation to stay vegan. At the same time, they didn't learn about the environmental impact and they didn't learn about the ethical implications. So I would definitely suggest people to just do research, learn everything about veganism, pick a reason why they want to go vegan, and then stick to that. How long did it take you to transition to veganism? I was one of the very rare people who just like did it overnight. I was never that attached to meat and dairy anyway, and I was just really curious about it, so I tried it. And I tried it with the mindset of like, okay, I'm just gonna try it and see how I feel. Like, I really don't care if it works or if it doesn't work. I'm just really curious. Little did I know, I trapped myself into this big dark hole of veganism, and now I'm stuck forever. I'm just kidding. It's not like a bad thing, it's sarcasm. It's like a joke. When you went vegan, what did you do with any of your fur, leather items that you owned? Did you keep them or get rid of them? At first, I just kept them. I wanted to just like use them out until like they're really not usable anymore. Like, I didn't want anybody else to use them. Like, if I brought it to Goodwill, I feel like they would then buy it, and then that would just encourage people to put more money to those kind of products. So I just like wanted to use everything until they weren't usable anymore. For those of you who still have non-vegan items and you don't want to throw them away, you still want to use them, I would suggest just using them and then never ever buy animal products or like use animal products again. You already bought the item, you already put the money toward it, so there's no point in trying to waste that item anymore. What's my favorite thing about being vegan? There's so many things that I can say about being vegan that I love so much. I am like more in tune with myself. I feel like I'm more in tune with the earth and just like the energy around me. I've met some amazing people because of veganism. I now have an incredibly strong passion for life and for my future and for like helping others that I've never had before, and I probably would not have if it weren't for veganism. And this community, like you guys watching right now, is just awesome. I obviously would not have the support and love that you guys give every single day if I were not vegan. Those are just a few of the very many things that I love about being vegan. And also, like, I get to eat whatever I want, like however much I want. That just feels so good. Like, who doesn't love eating, right? This has gone on for a very, very long time, and I'm sure this is gonna be a long video to edit. So I'm just going to stop it here. I hope you guys learned a little bit about me and maybe a little bit more about veganism, and if you're not vegan, maybe consider trying it a little bit or learning more about it. What have you guys learned if you are vegan? What have you learned from being vegan the past year, years, months, or whatever, how long your journey is? I would really love to know. Like, let's just hang out, have like a nice conversation down there. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, noon, day, or night wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye.